Hey everyone, this is Sam. Today we are talking all about healthy protein. So I put out the question over on my Facebook group, facebook.com for Happy Healthy Humans, and asked everyone about what they wanted to know about protein. And we had so many questions flood in, so I wanted to go live and answer them all here for you guys today. If you can join for the entire guide, definitely check out the link that I listed above. It's behappyhealthyhuman.com/healthy protein cheat sheet. That has everything you need to know, basically everything we're going through here today. But otherwise, I'll be going on through some different things about how you can eat protein healthfully, which sources you should look for, what do you do if you're vegetarian, and then also just the best food sources, what to do about soy, what to do about protein powders. There's a lot of different things going on, so looking forward to talking with you guys about that today. So to get on into it, first, how much protein do we actually need a day? That's like the main question most people want to know, is how much they should be eating. The minimum recommendation is 1 gram per kilogram of body weight a day, and this is actually even a little bit higher than the dietary guidelines. They currently have it at 0.8 grams per kilogram per day, but most scientists agree that it should be 1 gram per kilogram per day. At a minimum. So to put this to some real numbers, if you weigh 140 pounds, this is 63 grams a day. If you weigh 190 pounds, this is 86 grams per day. I know there's a little bit of a conversion there between grams and or kilograms and pounds, but just get online. You can Google how to do grams to kilograms to pounds, and you should be all good. So that is the absolute minimum, 1 gram per kilogram of body weight per day. But if you are pretty active, if you're working out regularly, if you go running, biking, you have an active job, you probably need closer to 1.5 grams per kilogram per day. That is much more in line with what your body truly needs, because with that increased activity, you are using your proteins in your body more and more, you're using your muscles more and more, and you need to replace all of that. So again, using those examples that I gave you earlier, if you're 140 pounds, that's 94 grams per day of protein. If you're 190 pounds, that is 129 grams of protein per day. So just to start to figure out where you fall in that line. If you are working on gaining muscle, so if you are doing a lot of strength training, like a hell of a lot, and you are trying to gain muscle, then you want to get actually up to 2 grams per kilogram per day. So actually that gets pretty high up there. So if you're 140 pounds, that means you want 126 grams of protein per day. If you're at 190 pounds, that's 172 grams of protein a day. So that's actually quite a lot. If you're doing some intense strength training and really trying to actively build muscle, you need a lot of protein, because again, as you do all that strength training, you're using up all the proteins in your body and you need to replace them. So that is the main recommendation that I have in terms of the amount of protein you need per day. Now, it's also really important to note that you want to spread this out. So you don't want to just have a huge 30-ounce steak at dinner time and not eat anything else the rest of the day, or not eat any protein for the rest of your day. You want to really spread it out throughout your day, because all throughout your day your body is having need for protein. And so if you're only eating your protein at one meal, or you're having a huge amount of protein at one time and not a lot at all the rest, you're going to enter these times of your day where your body's like, oh no, I don't have any protein, I need some, and that's when you start to break down some of your muscle tissues in order to actually liberate those amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, and use them in your body. So that is not good if you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to gain muscle, and really all of us don't want to be losing muscle. Muscle is a really high energy tissue in our body. It's really important to help keep our metabolism up, having enough muscle is, and also is very useful for letting our bodies feel good, be strong, especially as we age. It's really important to keep our muscle mass up. So you don't want to enter these periods where your muscle mass starts to decline. That means you want to be having protein consistently all throughout your day, morning, noon, and night. So spread out your protein all throughout the day. And again, remember those recommendations: 1 gram per kilogram of body weight at minimum. 1.5 most likely is what you need, so 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. And then if you're doing a lot of strength training, really trying to build muscle, 2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. So Walter asked on our Happy Healthy Humans group, Can you get too much protein? Is that bad for you? And there's been some suggestion that maybe too much protein relates to poor kidney function. People are worried about it in terms of your calcium, but those claims have never really been shown to be true in science. It's very important to know that you can overeat protein, meaning you can gain weight if you're eating too much protein. It's not like this miracle macronutrient that will always be healthy. So if you are gaining a lot of weight and you're trying to look at where you need to cut, it is true you might be needing to be cutting your protein sources at some place. And it's not like if you just eat tons and tons of eggs or steak or something like that that's really high in protein that you'll be magically healthy and that those calories don't count. They still count. You still can become overweight if you're overeating on protein. Just like you could become overweight if you're overeating on apples or other vegetables. It's just a lot harder to do. So looking at that calorie or that breakdown of how much protein you need per day, you're basically looking to get around 20 to 30 grams of protein in each meal. If you aim to get 20 to 30 grams of protein in each meal, maybe you have another snack in your day, you're probably going to be meeting the recommendations that you need. And again, 20 grams per meal at the lower end if you're pretty light, if you're not that active, and then 30 grams at the higher end if you're a little bit heavier and also are more active. So what does 20 grams of protein look like? So here's some examples of what 20 grams of protein is. One serving of protein. That could be 4 ounces of meat, 3 to 4 eggs, 4 to 5 ounces of cheese, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 6 ounces of tofu, and then not to mention a cup and a half of cooked beans, about 2 cups of high protein grains like quinoa, and then vegetables do also have a few grams of protein in them, maybe 2 or 3 grams in a serving. So if you are trying to figure out how big your portion of protein should be, it's really amazing to realize that to get a full serving of protein, you might only need 4 to 6 ounces of meat. So that 16-ounce, 20-ounce steak is not really how much you need to be eating. You can be actually eating a lot less than that, which is great because that's also a lot more economical if you're not overeating on some of those protein sources. So know that 20 to 30 grams of protein can be in a smaller package than you think it is. And again, 4 ounces of meat is the same amount of protein as a cup and a half of beans. So it's very possible to still get a good source of protein even in some of your plant-based sources. Other important things to know. So where are the best sources of protein coming from? So you definitely want to get your protein from a mix of lean meats, eggs, nuts, beans, high protein grains. It's particularly if you're looking at the vegetarian sources of protein, you do want to get a mixture. So that means beans and grains, getting there some vegetables. If you eat eggs, grab some eggs in there. So you definitely want to get that mixture of different protein sources, particularly if you are getting vegetarian sources of protein. This is because vegetarian sources tend to be incomplete proteins, meaning they don't have all of the essential amino acids that we need for our body. Now, most of us aren't only getting our protein from black beans, for example, so we don't really have to worry too much about getting complete versus incomplete proteins at every single meal, but know that for the best utilization of your amino acids and of the protein you're eating, you do want to have some mixed sources. So again, mixing some beans with quinoa, or having a mixture of 2 different types of beans, having some vegetable-based sources, having some eggs, those can all really help you out. Harlow is mentioning below that edamame gets a bad rap. So edamame is soybean, and actually soy is a complete protein, so it is a plant-based source of protein that is complete. The problem with soy and with edamame is that for some people it's really not suitable because soy does have some estrogenic effects. So if you do have thyroid issues, if you have estrogen issues, endometriosis, PCOS, problems with your period, those are going to be reasons why you would not want to be eating soy or edamame. Definitely whenever you have soy, you want to make sure that it is from a certified organic source. That's because most soy is genetically modified, and definitely you want to have the certified organic types. And definitely if you're choosing to eat soy, edamame is a much better way to go than a processed soy, like a soy protein. I basically never recommend soy protein. There are so many other protein powders that are much better, and so many other plant-based protein powders that are much better. There's no reason to expose yourself to all of that soy protein if you don't need it. So if you're looking at protein powders, rice protein, pea protein, hemp protein, these are all going to be better sources of plant-based protein than your soy protein powders would be. And if you are choosing to eat soy, again, make it from whole or from fermented sources. So that's edamame, that's miso, and tempeh. Those are the best ways to go if you are eating soy. And again, on that guide that I linked to above or below this video, that guide will have all of these recommendations plus some more information on soy and what I recommend if you are choosing to eat soy and how you should consume it. Other things to mention, do I like hemp hearts? Yes, I do like hemp hearts. Hemp hearts are great. Hemp is an awesome little seed because it does have omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s, super good for you. They do have a little bit of protein in them. I've actually been making myself hemp milk recently, which is delicious, and all you have to do is whir up in a blender some hemp hearts with water, and then I add a little bit of vanilla and a sprinkle of salt, and it is amazing. It tastes so good, so rich, so I highly recommend hemp hearts as well as hemp milk. For protein powders, if there's anything else that I want to say about protein powders, it's just that see them as a supplement. It is not supposed to be all of your meals. Definitely you can use them, but try to not rely on them too much. They're great for vegetarians or great if you are on the run. I have some protein powder in my breakfast just about every morning. Having 2 or 3 meals from your protein powder is not the best way to go, especially because you're going to feel a lot less satisfied from drinking your meals all the time. So Anna had the question about soy. Anna also asked on our Facebook group about collagen protein. And collagen is a very, very interesting and cool protein to be having in your body. Collagen, what you're essentially eating is gelatin. Gelatin helps make collagen, and it is really high in glycine and proline, and these 2 amino acids are very, very awesome for helping you with hair, skin, and nails, and most importantly can also balance out methionine. So methionine is an amino acid that's found in red meat and in most meats, actually I should say. Most of the meats we eat, which are like chicken breasts and pieces of steak, things like that. Those are all very high in methionine and ultimately can help increase the level of homocysteine in your body. Homocysteine is then related to atherosclerosis and heart attack and heart troubles. So what glycine and proline do are they help you balance out that methionine and lower it down, and that's how you can still be having a good amount of meat in your diet without increasing your risk of heart attack or heart failure. So collagen or gelatin are great ways to get some protein in your diet. You can get just plain gelatin. You can buy hydrolyzed collagen to put into your smoothies. You can eat more bone broths and organ meats. Those are all going to be higher in gelatin and super great for you. Jason asked about spinach. Is spinach still good? Yeah, spinach is great. Sometimes spinach gets a bad rap when it comes to protein because it is high in phytic acid. And so phytic acid is found in most grains, beans, and vegetables, and it can lower your absorption of protein. So if you are having a bunch of spinach, I should be clear, it's lowering your absorption of protein mostly within the spinach itself, not necessarily all the rest of the things you're eating. So what you do want to do is make sure that you are marinating your spinach in some way. So if you put even a sprinkle of lemon juice on it, some vinegar on it, you cook it, all of that is going to reduce the phytic acid content in a crazy way and make it so you can absorb a lot more of that protein. Spinach is awesome for you for so many reasons, so just make sure that you get that lemon juice, vinegar, and some cooking in there, and you'll be totally good to go. So I also include in my free guide that I am linking to for you guys below this video my favorite smoothie recipe. So I have a protein smoothie that I really like to make. It's filled with veggies and fruits and hemp hearts, as well as some protein powders. I have links to my favorite protein powders that I buy, as well as all this information about how to calculate how much protein you need in a day, and where the best sources come from, what the portion sizes for proteins are. So definitely check out that guide. It's behappyhealthyhuman.com/healthy-protein-cheat-sheet. I would love to see you guys around over in our Facebook group. It's called Happy Healthy Humans. Go on over there. You can ask your questions. I'll answer them live here on the beautiful Facebook Live and Periscope. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day.